Namaskarams everyone. On behalf of Indian Octaves, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all the musicians, music teachers, music students, and all the Carnatic music rasikas for this program today. About Indian Octaves. Indian Octaves is devoted to promoting India's traditional art forms and cross-cultural fusion in the United States of America through a variety of means such as concerts, lecture demonstrations, workshops, and contests. I'm very happy to introduce to you all the guest for this evening, one of the Malladi brothers, Sri Malladi Ravikumar Garu. Namaskaram, sir. Malladi Ravikumar Garu, along with his brother, are very popularly known as the Malladi brothers. The Malladi brothers hail from a family of musicians from Andhra Pradesh. They inherit music from their grandfather, the late Malladi Sri Ramamurthy. They had their initial training from their father, Sri Malladi Suri Babu, and later received their advanced training from Sangeeta Kalanidhi Sri Neyveli Krishnamurti Garu, whose vast experience and knowledge shaped them into successful Carnatic music performers. The brothers had an opportunity to learn rare compositions from the genius of music, Dr. Pinakapani Garu. Malladi brothers began their performing career in 1990. They have received many awards, including the Best Concert Awards from the Music Academy, Chennai, from 1999 to 2005. The music of Malladi brothers is marked by the perfect unison of two voices, wide repertoire, Shruti-soaked presentation of melodious music compositions. Their consistent, brilliant performances brought them to the forefront into the field of Carnatic music. They deliver performances all over the world for their concert tours. Thank you, and we are very glad and blessed to have you today here. I would like to introduce the co-host for today's program, Srimati Sridevi Josyula Garu. Namaskar. Hailing from a family of musicians, Sridevi received her formal training from eminent guru, late Sri V.V.L. Narasimha Rao. She is privileged to learn few Annamacharya and Ramadasu compositions from Sangeeta Kalanidhi, late Sri Neyveli Krishnamurti Garu. She is a well-recognized music teacher in the greater Houston area and the founding member of Swara Bharati, a Rasika group. By profession, Sridevi Garu works as a finance lead in Baker Hughes, Houston, Texas. Namaskar. About myself, I am Neyveli Ramalakshmi. I started my music training from my mother, Srimati Trichy S. Premavati, and later learned from Isai Peroli, Sri O.S. Tyagarajan. I am currently under the tutelage of Kalaimamini Neyveli Sri Santanagopalan sir. I perform concerts regularly in the US and in India during the music season. I'm a performing musician and a music teacher, and I'm the director of Sukadvani Institute of Carnatic Music. Now to start the program, Ravikumar Garu, may I request you to start with an invocation, a bhajan, a shloka, or whatever. Thank you.
Panja matanga mukha ganapatina Panja matanga mukha ganapatina Panja matanga mukha ganapatina Parivalidogam Sumukhena Shri Panja Madanga Mukha Ganapati Parivalidogam Sumukhena Shri Panja Madanga Mukha Ganapati Panjabhutatmak Prabhujodayadikarana पंचभूतात्मक प्रभंजोदयादिकरण विरुचिकरि रुद्रनुदेन पंचवक्र शिवसुतेन पंच मादंग मुख गणपति वरदा भयवश श्रुणि कपन दंत मोदक मुद्राक्ष मादगरेण कमलापुरविकरेण पूर्वोदाख्यखिलदेव पूजित विघ्नेश्वरेण परगुरुगुह सोदरेण तुरुचिरलम्बोदरेण वरगुरुगुह सोदरेण सुरुचिरलम्बोदरेण करुणागौरधरेण कलिबलगणवरेण पञ्चमादङ्गमुख गणपति परिपालितोऽहम् सुमुखेन श्रीपञ्चमादङ्ग मुख गणपति
Oh, so beautiful. Thank you. Sridevi garu.
Namaskaram. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. I am feeling truly blessed to participate in this talk show with you, Ravikumar garu and Srimati Ramalakshmi garu. My sincere thanks to Indian Octaves and team, especially Sri Viswanath garu, for this wonderful opportunity. So, Ravikumar garu, our first question is, can you briefly go over with your Guru Parampara? You have learned from legendary gurus, including your father, like starting with Sri Pinakapani garu, Nedunuri Krishnamurti garu, Sri Volet Venkateswara garu, and your father Sri Suribabu garu. And what are the best qualities that you have adopted or inherited from them? Could you please explain?
So, namaskaram to all once again. I would like to just specially mention Indian Octaves and the backbone, Mr. Vishwanath. To initially we thought of coming to the US and performing for the first concert for Indian Octaves. Unfortunately, you know what happened. I think this is the way we can interact to the not only to the Rasikas of Dallas, but also all over the world. So, firstly, I need to mention that we are born in a very classical musical family. So, our grandfather, as Ramalakshmi was telling, he was a great Harikatha exponent. He used to perform in Chennai very frequently when there was no all-India radio in our zone like Andhra Pradesh. So he was accompanied with none other than legends like M.S. Anantharaman sir and his brother M.S.G. and many more stalwarts. Probably that made us to enter into Chennai. And we learned initial lessons like Geetams and Varnas and few other kritis from our grandfather. We had great fortune. He was residing in Eluru, very close to Vijayawada. And then our father, of course, he is our guru, father, and whatnot, everything. As you all aware, he's also a great tunesmith. Just like a goldsmith, he's a tunesmith. The moment he starts looking at this item, he can just sing it. Tune and singing is there, but he can directly read and sing the composition. That is the caliber of our father. Probably we have adopted the spontaneity of raga elaboration and the presentation of the song. Right from our childhood, he used to nurture our talent very uh, in a profound way. That really helped us to grasp many things like the varnas, the Aditala varnas or Atadala varnam, or how to notate a kriti. And he was the key person to inculcate very good, there is a very good taste that was developed from the beginning. Since our childhood, we used to notice his way of life, musical life, which really helped us how to be and how not to be. Like what to listen and what not to listen. Everything got. So later on, after learning so many kritis, when we were in our +1, intermediate, my brother, Sriram Prasad, he was the first person to go to Visakhapatnam. Before that, both of us used to have some initial training from Guru Garu when Neyveli Krishnamurti Garu was residing in Vijayawada as a government music college principal. Our father took us to him and he made us start the lessons. So for that, I think both of us are really indebted to our beloved father, no doubt about that. Because he himself was a very great musician. But I think that some intuition made him approach the legendary musician Neyveli. Though we were very young at that time, we are not really aware of the caliber and the popularity of our Guru Garu. But then we used to listen to him over the radio, which was very popular at that time, the Sangeeta Sikshana Karikrama, and also the live concerts. We have been to live concerts, though not enjoyed thoroughly, because we are playful, right? We used to wait when that concert would be over. That was so. But even then, that helped us. That was like an intravenous injection, which really feeded into our mind and soul simultaneously. Probably that would be my intention, and also to learn from him, and probably the inherent knowledge and talent also helped us to go under his tutelage. Later on, Oleti Venkateshwara Garu, he was our father's guru. What all qualities Oleti Garu had, that was completely imbibed by our father. Though we had very few occasions meeting Oleti Garu when I was in 7th or 8th class, I believe, I used to visit him. He was very close to our house. Unfortunately, we could not learn many kritis, but we used to present some songs under him when he was sitting. He appreciated us. Probably that was our blessings we got from Oleti Garu. And we used to listen to a lot of his concerts later on. And as I told you, when Neyveli Krishnamurti Garu was in Vijayawada, we used to take regular classes. Later on, he was transferred to Visakhapatnam for a University of Andhra University, and he was the visiting faculty, like professor. So with that reason, he moved to Visakhapatnam. We were really worried, and my father wrote a letter. Immediately, Guru Garu told, "Why to worry? Very close. Visakhapatnam is very close to Vijayawada. You send your children to Vizag and take care." So that was the beginning of probably our musical career, I can say. We stayed with him and learned a lot of kritis, manodharmam, whatnot, everything. That was the Gurukulam Paddhati where we learned music. From there, we were introduced to a great music rasika, Dr. Udali Brahmaya Shastriga. He was very, very close friend of Sripada Pinakapani. So, as you know, he was also a medical professor. So, once we met Brahmaya Shastri Garu, he initiated us to go to Adigar. So, he was insisting. He is getting old. At that time, he was like 78 or 77 or so. So, he used to bombard us. Why don't you go to him? Keep on telling, but you neglect that. Why do you do like that? Better go to him and present your presentation, your singing, and learn many kritis. He knows a lot of Kshetrai Padams, Javadis. He has very good repertoire in Carnatic music. Why don't you go? So that was the initiative, and we went to Karnoola. So that was how the musical journey started in our life. One thing I can attribute is, as Subbarai Shastri Garu got three gurus like Shyama Shastri, Tyagaraja Swami, and Swami Dikshita. Probably our trinity in our music family is, apart from our father and grandfather, we really pray to the trinity we got, like Sripada Pinakapani Garu, Neyveli Garu, our father. So that was how the musical journey started. And urged to the Pasi from Jolu Milia, Pasi. Pasi and Jolu. So from the beginning, we used to notate kritis. We used to listen to the tape recorder and the Arangisai, which used to come from Chennai. So regularly we used to listen Arangisai from 8:30 to 9:30. And we used to record everything in a cassette record. So that was how our career started. Something interesting probably. And
such a wonderful journey actually.
So you can.
So that's so wonderful to know. Very interesting. So our next question is, your Manodharmam Sangeetam is like very traditional, yet very creative, and it's so exciting to hear. How do you achieve this? And could you please explain by taking a raga as an example and demonstrate for us, then, if you can?
Certainly. So the abstract subject is the Manodharmam in Carnatic music. It's very abstract. Why? Because it is not taught by a guru. It is self-taught and just an illusion. By this happened in our case, in general also, by listening to old masters all the time, like Poleti Venkateshwar Garu and Ravikumar Garu, Jammangudi Garu, and a lot more legends from South. So the moment we start learning kritis, we have to probably equip ourselves with a lot of kritis, a lot of varnams in that particular raga. Apart from the Gana ragas like Bhairavi, Kamboji, Kararapriya, etc. We have to also work on how to present ragas in smaller ragas. So the characteristic features of that raga only we'll come to know only if we learn some kritis in that raga. Nevertheless, the great saints must have composed songs only after singing a lot of elaboration in that raga that we can see in every kriti. Otherwise, they would have not, because Begada Subramanya, Begada used to sing hours. Okay, Pallavi Gopalaya, he used to sing Pallavis. So that was how it was derived, I can say. So kritis will have more potential qualities into how to elaborate ragas. Like if you take a small ragam, Brahmananu Brahmara Your question, you're mentioning about what are the best qualities you learned from all the three gurus, right? One by one, I'll try to answer.
Please.
This was how Neyveli Krishnamurti Garu used to
Okay.
slowly develop the raga. Very smaller phrases. Interlocking system and the cogency between the sangatis. I used to notice those sangatis while he was elaborately singing. I can visualize the veena playing also while he was singing because of the anuswaram and the gamakams he used to give. That was very, very informative. Every phrase used to be only the Harikambot. So every phrase, very, very informative. Like, oh, you can even sing like this. The way he elaborated each and every raga. Sky was the limit. It used to go hours together. So that was how. So though ragam, the manodharmam aspect was not taught, the listening made us to capture his qualities, like his capture his way of dealing the ragam, way of dealing the swarkalpana. Our ragalapana immediately used to go to Shadjam, the male Shadjam, because we don't have any option. We used to like finish everything at that time. Then later on, to come to the Tara Shadjam, we used to take like half an hour or 40 minutes. We used to wonder how these many sangatis. He's a raga dwelling expert.
Neyveli garu, especially.
Neyveli garu used to dwell out the ragam above the kriti level also. That was his imagination. Probably, I can treat him as definitely as a Gandharva. The Carnatic, whatever elements we are supposed to have, he's a complete musician. I can undoubtedly say he's a complete musician. And one more best quality is the way he tunes the kritis. We used to notice all the Namacharya kritis while he was tuning. We have helped him a lot to. It's a bhagyam. Not that we have helped him. We got the bhagyam of notating his tunes of Namacharya, Ramadasa, Narayana Tirtha Tarangam, and many more compositions. And Adhyatma Ramayana kritis also. So while he was tuning, we used to look at the improvisation he used to make. We used to scribble almost like 8 to 10 sangatis for the first sangati. First sangati always should be an informative. Only it should be a beginning. Don't we need
just
to
introduction.
Introduction of the raga. He used to always say, "Hey, this sangati ekkada redu kada?" ani adigaru. You don't want to repeat his tune. It should not be copied from any other song. That's what he used to say, tell us. We can look at that Sangati, we can find nowhere in any other composition. From the Grahaswaram, like from the Pallavi. So that was his visualization while tuning. So this actually helped us to explore new grahas sangatis in particular ragam. Likewise, if you take Shahana or Natakaranji, the moment the first phrase will give the suggestion of the raga lapana. We can even immediately name the raga. we should not wait for so much time to identify the raga while rendering. The first phrase should should be very catchy, and definitely someone should tell that is particular raga. So he used to also elaborate and sing for hours together, and also he used to cut short and sing in 3 or 4 minutes also. He used to
like a caption raga.
Yeah, like 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, like Araikudi. He used to always tell about Araikudi, Jammangudi, DNB, apart from his Gurugar. So he always to mention Naina Pillai, everything only music. We used to discuss only about music. So Gurukula Vasam will have all these qualities, not only teaching Kriti or Naraval, whatever. Other than that, his musical journey, he used to explain everything, his experiences, what Kritis were heard at that time, and how the Kirtana Patham, we can't call it as Pathantaram. Pathantaram is difference in Patham. So Kirtana Patham, Kirtana Chitta used to tell. So there used to be a particular run in that. So definitely he used to make sure that run is there in our setting. So whenever we used to notate some kritis from Vidwans from Tamil Nadu, we used to notate and everything. With the notation, with the help of the notation, we used to sing in front of him. Immediately he used to delete some sangatis and add his sangatis to the kirtana and make the kirtana authentical and standard. So that was how we learned so many kritis, from hundreds of kritis from him. And at that age also, he used to ask us to notate new kritis. என்னென்ன பாடிட்டு இருக்கா பார்த்துட்டு எனக்கு சொல்லணும். Used to tell that. So the continuous musical journey we used to spend with him. And apart from that, when I come to Panigaru, this itself is a great subject. We can't brief it. That is a problem. That question is like that. So the same qualities Panigaru used to enjoy our notation, the way we notate, and the way we sing immediately after seeing the notation. We learned a lot of Kshetrai Padams, Javalis, Kshetrai Padams. His tunes were not 8 Annamachara Kritis. And we had the fortune of visiting Karnool many times. So briefly, I can just say these things about our 3 gurus. Of course, our father, as I mentioned, the journey continues and we are still learning from him. Whatever he tunes, we grab the tunes from him. So, yeah, you can just probably go to the next question.
So, how do you keep your audience engaged and curious, especially during the Manodharmam, when you perform Manodharmam in a live concert?
So
you can demonstrate or explain.
So as far as this live concept is concerned, this actually varies. Why? Because people in Andhra and people in southern parts, like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, at that time when we have entered into the field like some 30 years back, 28, 29 years back.
In 90s.
The Raga elaboration, in the late 90s, like 89 or 90. The Raga elaboration and equal distribution of kritis in a concert. At that time, we used to have only like Trinity, some Tamil composers, apart from Sathi Zinnal, and few other composers. So the North Indian composers didn't peep into the concert, our concert. Mm-hmm. So we had enough time to elaborate, and also the concert stipulated time was like definitely for 3 hours.
3 hours.
Now it got reduced to 2 hours. Mm-hmm. So we can see the difference. In 3 hours planning, we can elaborately sing the Raga Lapna, and we have an advantage. We are 2, right?
Right.
So I can sing ragam.
You can share.
We can share, and we can share one ragam. Everything depends on that mood. So I'll try to explain the raga elaboration at that time in the concepts. So we had enough time to elaborate each and every ragam, even in the initial stage. Also in the varnam, also we just take off and flash ragam. Now people cannot wait. They want to listen only their popular hits. They are very they can't even wait up to finish our main raga also. Like Sankravarna told, they can't wait. So keeping the audience into our mood is really I can say a divine intervention. So the concert planning itself, the moment we start the varnam, we can see the faces. The varnam is a rare varnam. We have to immediately switch on to Vata Viganam.
Right.
Then people will be very happy. If we sing a popular varnam, Saveri or Mohana, simple Mohana or Abhavi, then we should take a rare Vinayaka Prarthana. Gajananaya we should start the Kriti like that. This is now even if it is rare, I think. Kriti was composed by old masters. We are not aware of the composer's name. Anonymous. Why I'm telling this? So this is this way of planning a concert. At the same time, the Ragalapana and the Swarkalapana should be very, very proportional. Legend musician like A.V. Narayan Swami Garu, when once we met him in Vijayawada, he used to tell, Manodharmam is like a monkey's brain.
No control.
So we should know what we are singing. So if we have that control in the Manodharma. But in our school of thought, how to elaborate the ragam, we don't have control on the Manodharma. That's the problem. We had tough times. We used to cut short the Ragantaram Pallavi. Because 3 hours were not sufficient. Because we are 2 musicians singing together. Each one needs good time to. Because one all depends. The mood we can't control, but still we are supposed to control the Manodharma and sing essential sangatis and make the ragam within the frame of the ragam. We should bring out the rakti, not sacrificing anuswaram and gamakam. So making audience continuously sit throughout our concert. As I told you, we bring out a lot of variety of the composer. In each concert, we definitely sing like 8 to 9 composers. For sure.
Variety of composers you would bring.
Yeah, so that is our forte. As you know, Annamacharya Ramadas Tarangam will definitely follow the main item. Before that, we will definitely introduce the Trinity composers. Apart from that, Shivan, Nilakanta Shivan.
Post Trinity as well.
Post Trinity composers. So that is what we can do in a concert. Like we should just as Smarana is enough for that those great Vagayakaras. So that will make us probably the audience to people will write down the item, write down the list of the songs you present. So they see after the concert, they see you brought all the galaxy of great composers.
Right.
The concert, and this is the way we really cherish those compositions.
Wonderful.
This is a special thing to say.
Very nice. Like you said, some audience look for new compositions and some of them would want to hear the old gems. So you have to satisfy everyone's needs.
Yeah, it's a mixture.
Yes.
So, actually, you know what? How to combine both the mixture of the composers. That is very difficult. Yes. By force, we have to sing one new Kriti. Purposefully, we have to sing. Otherwise, whenever we sing Hamsadhani, we should not sing Batapi or
Same song.
Lot more songs in that. Like in Kalyani, we have more than 80 or 85. We keep on singing only 10 or 12 songs. So, and Pratimadhyamam and Shuddhamadhyamam. Pratimadhyamam in the first half and Shuddhamadhyamam in the second half. And of course, some Audava Shadava or Audava Ragam or Shadava or something like that, we have to combine and sing for the Ragantarama. So the planning, I can say that planning of the concert is done by my brother Sriram Prasad. He's a specialist in that. So the credit goes to him. Fortunately, whatever ragam, at times more than 50 or 60 occasions, we have sung Ragantaram Pallavis on the spot.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah. Do you change your planning based on the audience responsiveness or something like that?
The best part is we don't plan actually.
Oh, good.
So planning is done. So changing doesn't happen. So the planning doesn't. The plan only he designs and he visualizes after seeing the atmosphere there. In every auditorium, we can't sing Danyasi and Ahiri and what do you call Saveri. So every auditorium we cannot sing. So the auditorium, the ambience, the acoustics, the audience, the atmosphere, everything counts. If you come prepared with some Darida Pulika or Karigala Mukam, people may not enjoy it at some point. There we have to sing some very mad, very low. Like audience, like scattered to some thousands. Then we should definitely sing Kambodja. So that is the intuition. After all, we are presenting for the audience, right? If you are sitting in the four walls, you should sing for yourself. That is my intention.
Mm-hmm.
For God, if you are singing in your puja room, with tambura, Udduga tambura chepatti, you have. But once we are out to please the audience, then this is the first thing, priority to make them happy. They should cherish, while even after leaving the auditorium, they should definitely think about our Karahapriya Kamboji. Now people say that your Kamboji we can't forget, your Begada we can't forget. So that needs a lot of tapassu and practice. And above all, the Guru Katakshan, they can say. Guru Katakshan, Guru Balam. Ramuni Anugrah and Guru Katakshan. Our Balam is only our Guru Balam. That people definitely can see that nothing other than that. Because Puro Janma Sukrutam to be born into a music family like this. And again, a Puro Janma Sukrutam to get the tutelage from the doyens of the Carnatic music.
Absolutely. So,
very rarely students get very good Sadgurus, and likewise the other way around also.
In your case, you are blessed with like 3 or 4 Sadgurus. It's not just one.
So the responsibility actually is growing like anything. So we are representing a great style of music. Padi is Badi, Padigaru is Badi, Nedrun is Badi. Of course, Volet is Badi. Volet is Badi. Our father is protecting and he's also teaching to reserved students.
Nice.
And we are actually blessed in that way.
Very nice. So the next question that I have for you, what would you recommend as a best practice routine for aspiring students, senior students or musicians? Say a student or a musician is willing to spend 3 hours a day for practice. What is your recommendation? How can they effectively spend the 3 hours in a day and how can they practice? What are all the like Avarnam, Makara, Sadhanam, Kritis, learning a new Kritis? So how would you advise to wisely split the 3 hours in a day for practice?
You know what? There are two different things. Like student practicing is different from a performer practicing. The student that they differs in the level of their caliber. Once after 5 or 6 years learning, only the practice starts. So till then they actually learn the kritis, learn the varnas by force or by intuition or by their mother's or father's pressure.
Push.
Practice. So one at a fine point, he will realize that I think I'm doing good in this aspect. I think this is the time to practice. So after so long practice, like 4 or 5 years, only the intuition will help him or her to practice. Whatever it is, probably the practice session should. Nowadays, I can't really force children to practice for hours together. They don't do it.
Now it's a summer time for the students here in US, so they have a lot of time.
So can you say that they are practicing hours together? Very few people I can see.
No.
Because
students who are really aspiring to be, they want to really take music as their profession and they are very good at it and they really want to become a musician and they're very serious and they are willing to put in 3-4 hours a day. So
then probably if they are really very well into the music and they want to take this as a career, since we are that one thing should be that they should be self-taught and their discipline already started. The moment they have taken a decision to become a musician, itself a good start.
Right.
So for them, practice according to their voice and their gurus. I'm very sure that their gurus will guide them properly. From my side, I can give a few suggestions. The moment they start listening, they'll grasp many things. The teaching only aspect is only for 25%. The more we listen to masters, the more we
listen to music.
Imitate them, imitate their sangatis. Why I am singing this ragam is I remind of G.N.B. Garu's Natakuranji. Natakuranji means he is the care of address. So one guru should advise the student to listen the galaxy of the great Vidwans. If they restrict only to 1 or 2 styles of music and force them to just sing only that style, how can he be open to all the manodharmams, all the different parts of different thoughts? So we have different styles, right? So our Guru Garu used to regularly make us listen all the banis like Semaguri Garu, G.M.B. Garu. Even he used to play the recorder and make us listen to their improvisation. And after that, he used to sing the same Raga Lapana with his Manodharma, with some more nuances in that particular raga. So the whole lot of Shankarabrahma, whole lot of Kalarpriya was in our mind at that time. Because after listening to the experts again, he used to incorporate and he used to add beautiful sangatis with some more embellishments. So that is how the student should practice. Not only practice their pathantra. I definitely ask them to listen to all the schools of the presentations. Why? Because if you take a Kararapriya Ragam, masters have sung in a different way. Though the main sangatis like the characteristics of the ragams are there, their kalpana is different. If you listen to Madurai Somo, if you listen to Shamamadu Srinivas, especially the Kararapriya, he was the patent. So now these generations should know what the yesteryear's Vidwans have already done. So we have to just follow their footsteps. That is my request. Because if you start Kalpana, as I told you, Manodharma will be there because this generation is supramental generation. Manodharma will be pouring in. But what to sing? Sarasa Sangati Sandarbham. Sarasa Sangati means wise Sangati should be sung at a good Sandarbham. If you know how to sing 1 hour Raga, you should restrict yourself and you should just check whether the bhavam, the nadam is really presented in a correct way. So the mastery of music and possession of outstanding musicianship are the qualities of a musician to command respect and attention of the good audience, I can say that. So mastery irkanum, enna paadano. So that also counts. So for the practice sessions, you have to probably stick to akara sadhanam, the varnam, regularly varnams. You have to try 3 different speeds like Tisram, Chatusram, Khandam. If you are capable to sing Vishram and Sankirtanam, nothing like that. That will develop your skills in the arithmetic pattern, the laya aspect. So we think that we know the kriti. Some kritis we neglect since we already know that. But that is the problem. We should keep on practicing each and every kriti.
Right.
Because there are certain sangatis we'll forget. So the known kritis, even Vatapakat Ganapatam also we should practice. Otherwise, some sangatis will just disappear unknowingly. If you just compare the old recordings, even I feel bad that I think I'm omitting few sangatis. So that is the reason we should not only varnam, we should even practice the kritis regularly. May be in touch with the kritis. And
especially since many times you decide what to sing on the stage. Suddenly you decide the kriti, so you have to be ready.
Exactly. Somebody will ask some request which we don't sing regularly. If you are new to that, though it is a popular kriti, we'll be shocked to see some requests. Of course, that didn't happen to us. So, by God's grace, the secret behind that was like the notation jnana. The notation really helped us a lot. While seeing the kriti, we used to practice a lot. And Guruji used to teach a new song. The next day we are supposed to write with the notation and we used to perform immediately, sing immediately in front of him. So that was our way of practicing. Because fully we were devoted. This will definitely happen only by Gurukula. There are some substitutes now because we can't do anything for that. Probably we'll discuss about that in the next part of this. Yeah.
Sridevi garu, we can't hear you. Hello.
Yeah. Sridevi, tell me. You're on mute.
So there's I think some audio problem from Sridevi Garu. So while she gets ready, maybe I'll ask the next question.
Yeah.
So Ravikumar Garu, one very curious question personally for me. So your father was your guru as well, and your children also perform. You are a guru and a father for your children. Same is the case with me, and there are many other people in my same position where we have learned, and our children are also. So sometimes we have to play the parent role, sometimes we have to play the guru role. So I'm curious to know how your father was with you. Was he a strict master, or he was a nice parent? He would teach and leave it to you, or was he strict with the practice? And how are you with your children?
That's a tough question to balance both the aspects. So we were really learning obediently from our father. That I can say. Of course, now also with the same intention, our children are learning from me, and with the same commitment. My children are like so young. At that time, we have started learning. So our father, my mother used to insist our father to teach us. Without her intervention, I don't think this would have actually happened. Because my father used to teach a lot of students at that time in 80s, 75 or 80s. So behind the screen, we used to sing all the Varnams. So without seeing the script or without just listening, we used to grab the Varnams while he was teaching. Our father never asked us about that, but our mother actually asked. You see that children are. My mother is not even into music, but he appreciates music, and he wants her children to be in the music. That is what she knows. Right. Nothing other than that. So she used to insist our father to, why don't you just listen to our kids? So one fine morning, somehow he was listening to us, and he felt very happy. The next week or so, he started training us also. Our first Varnam directly he taught Viriboni after a few Varnams. Then we came to know that there are more Radhidala Varnams also. Then we started Chahana, Kamboji, China Varnam, of course the Kamboji Peri Varnam, Veda Varnam. That was the initiative.
And how about you with your children?
I think my children actually, since we are together with grandfather and grandmother and Periyappa, the elder brother, so all are together in music. Slowly, they are supposed to listen to music. That was how it was. So they can't avoid, and in every room, some practice sessions used to go. Suddenly, of course, in the genes, it is there. I've identified that my son started playing some patterns on some utensils and some I've seen that, I've observed that, and even my brother's son, he started showing interest in playing these rhythmic patterns on drums. That was the initiative, and I made them to my brother's son and my son. They went under the tutelage of ML and Raju, Lakshmi Narayana Raju. He was a great Murdangam exponent. So I used to take them to his classes right from his childhood, like when he was at the age of 5. So even Aravind, his name is, my brother's son's name is Aravind, and my son's Shivanand. Both of us, I used to take them to his classes. Subsequently, I've already tuned to vocal also. And my daughter is also into vocal and violin.
Very nice.
So far, they're obedient to me. Let us see.
That's so wonderful. Sridevi garu?
Is there any certain structure for the Swaraprastaram that you follow that can be applied to each song separately, or does it go with a different approach for each song?
Yeah, definitely. So in the concept, we have to judge according to which suits the concept. But for the practice session, the Chinna Talam, like Kandachapu, the count is like 10 extra. We have to practice only for that initially. So once we restrict to one avarthanam, we get a lot of varieties of that particular raga. We can show the beauty of each and every song. The more we restrict to one avarthanam or kalpana, especially in Khandachapu or Romachapu, that will
small
give
cycles.
You a chance. Yeah, small cycles with different patterns, and every pattern should be interesting. Not only just to reach the goal. Every pattern should be interesting and within that frame of the raga. Gama, 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 if you sing that, we'll definitely tend to go to Shankarabharam, right? We have to mix both Purvagam and Uttarangam. And within that cycle, Magari Sada, Nizari Gama, Dari Gama, Dari Zaba, Dari Zari Gama, Dari Zari Gama, every phrase should be in that raga. Every phrase, every note should be sarsagi. Whichever raga you take.
So basically, you're saying that people and the students, they should practice with the smaller cycles, and
yes.
It will help them stay in the raga.
Definitely it will help, because I have seen practically to my students, and this is really helping them a lot. And nothing wrong in writing the note, the Swarkalpana and practice. Initially, they start writing the patterns, because they need some homework to be done, because we have a lot of music in the YouTube, not like previous generations, right?
Like so there we have is a lot of yeah.
So we have like some thousands of GBs of Carnatic music.
Right. There are a lot of resources now.
So we need not go to really like concerts also for learning. Because at this time, you can see the pandemic time. You can have whatever you name, the artists are there on our fingertips. If you invite any artist, he'll come into our house and he'll sing for us.
Nice.
That's so nice.
So the more we devote time to listening, the students should definitely spare some time in listening to great Vidwans all the time. Yeah, somebody is waiting.
Yeah. So shall we invite Ravikumar Garu student Ravi Sudarshan from Australia to join our show?
Garu.
Sudarshan. Okay, man?
Okay, Garu.
Yeah, good.
Namaskaram to everyone in the group chat. Thanks for having me here. It's my honor to speak alongside my Guru Garu in this talk show.
Yeah, tell Sudarshan.
Shall we also have Vishnu and Krishna from Cleveland, please?
Namaste, Gurubhyam Namaha. Gurubhyam Namaha.
Dirghashman, Vishnu.
Guru Garu, namaskaram.
Krishna. Namaskar. A little surprise for me. To see all of you.
So, would you like to demonstrate anything with your students for us for the show here?
Yeah, I think it's their chance now. I was talking, I'll take rest for 1 or 2 minutes. Let them speak about their Guru Parampara.
That will be wonderful.
Yes, we would love to hear that. Sudarshan, would you want to go first, please?
Yeah, for sure. So I believe the question was something about my, I have to explain my Guru Parampara and what I learned from my Guru. This is a very easy question to answer because 10 years ago when I first heard my Guru performing in Sydney for the first time that I listened to him perform live, it was like an instant connection. The kacheri, I still remember like it was yesterday. He sang alongside Embar Kannan sir on the violin and Managudi Ishwaran sir on the mridangam. It was one of the best concerts I've ever heard in my entire life at that point. It was a mesmerizing combo. Like at the end of that kacheri, I think I knew instantly that I could not imagine myself learning from anyone other than him. And so my family approached him as soon as we could, and I learned my first composition from Guru Garu's brother, Sri Shenpala Guru Garu. Learned the Saveri Varnam in the time that he came to Sydney. one of my most favorite memories, because that was the day that basically changed my life when I started learning under Guru Garu and his most illustrious Guru Parampara, which has been so important in shaping the way that I sing. Because everything started there, and I think the thing that I've learned so importantly from learning from him for the past 10 years is, like my Guru always says, it's very important for a musician to have a sense of good musical aesthetic. And from my Guru Garu and the entire Parampara, I've been able to kind of understand what the basic ideas behind what they value about music, what are the most important parts of music that anyone should begin to respect. And for example, like one of the most important things was the emphasis on Kamagam and Raga Bhavam, and in the way in delineating a ragam as my Guru and his Gurus always do as well. And of course, one of the other very important things is that such a great pool of inspiration for anyone who learns under the style. For example, I have my own Guru Garu and his brother, and my Guru Garu's father, and also their gurus, Sri Neyveli Krishnamurti Garu and Pinagabani Garu, both of whom I've had the immense honor of being able to meet and being able to sing in front of them a couple of kritis and get their blessings. And everything that I've done with Guru Garu has been life-changing for me, and I think I'm truly thankful that I came under him 10 years ago.
That's so wonderful. Vishnu, would you like to go next, please?
Sure. So I have to speak a little bit about me and my brother. My brother Krishna is also on the call. Krishna and I grew up, my mother really inspired. Both my parents used to sing, but they were both not Carnatic musicians, but they were very inspired. In fact, the more I learn about my parents and my parents, when my mom was growing up, Neyveli Garu's property was right next door. She used to get up in the morning and she could hear him practice. He used to stay in Devada. At that time, she used to always wonder, oh God, this guy is such a good musician. I wonder if my kids would ever learn from him. But as we grew up, Krishna and I together, we've learned from various music teachers. But the life-changing thing for us was to listen to the Annamacharya kritis that Malladi brothers. The first time we heard we were basically, at the same situation that, like we just heard, like if there is a music, it is through their patantaram that, we would cherish. We've learned a lot. He always used to call us Ekala Visishas because we've learned so many kritis of them, just literally closing our eyes, imagining them. We both learned like every CD that was released, everything we heard, and we just literally practiced. And we had the honor and privilege to meet them in Tyagaraja Aradhana in Cleveland. And we could not resist ourselves, like we barged in their room. It was late in the night. And, we did Guru Garu, like you probably don't know us, but we dream about you and we sing, your songs every day. And they were so gracious after giving like a 3.5 hour concert. They said, like, why don't you sing? We will listen to you. And that was our night with them. We spent like a lot of time with them. Like they gave us idlis. That was our first interaction, and I cannot forget that day. And then I went to Vijayawada to meet him, to just, like the ask of learning from him used to be an intimidating thought. Like, such a vidwan with, so much potential, like, are we able to learn from him? And he was so nice. He said, like, like if you felt that you had the relationship, I'm with you. So, let's start on a good day. And Krishna, I never turned back. Like we literally, and we also had the privilege, like we were just talking about the, Gurukulam and everything, like Guru Garu and we, like there were times that we both got the blessing to like spend days with him. And the only thing he lives and breathes is music. So, and he taught us so many composers that it's not always, a specific set. The more you go into learning, he will just keep teaching you so many different musicians. And most important thing that I have learned, and I will leave some time for my brother. He always, wants us to envision the Raga Devata. Like that's the first thing and the foremost thing. He doesn't waste any second in saying, when you sing, you should feel the Devata there. Like Raga, every Raga is a Devata. And when you have that respect and that love towards the ragam, automatically whatever you sing will sound good. Because if we ask them, like, how can you make anything sound good? It's not up to every musician. Like some songs are really good when they're sung by certain musicians, but whatever they sang used to feel like just nectar to our ears. And that's primarily what he told us. And my brother will, talk about, some of the other great things. But we are very fortunate to have a guru like him. He's very, very humble. For the knowledge he has, it's just unbelievable that we are living in his times and we have the fortune of learning from him. And my parents, they are truly blessed in the sense of what they have taught for us. Even the desire to learn from Neyveli Garu was coming, to fruition through Ravikumar Garu. So thank you, Guru Garu. There is nothing more we can ask. Krishna, you can go ahead and share your view.
Gurubhyo Namaha. ఫస్ట్ మీకు ధన్యవాదాలండి. మమ్మల్ని అసలు ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి మీ గురించి ఏదో మాట్లాడమని దానికి కూడా మాటలు రావట్లేదు. అంటే ఇంత మంచి షో. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ Octaves for conducting this show. And we are really, I think this is one of those occasions that a student really looks after, actually, is to talk about their guru. I think we are fortunate that we are able to do that in front of him. So thank you for giving us opportunity to talk about that. Now, having said that, I do want to say one thing. I think my Annaya...
Krishna, be brief like Rekudi Ramalakshmi Ragam.
So if there is one sentence I can describe the way I feel when I see my guru, I think I see the Kanchana Haram that they're wearing, just like a Hanuman, which is called Guru Bhakti. I don't think a lot of people actually see that when they sing, but that's one thing that I see in their eyes. And I really am fortunate to even have an opportunity to actually learn directly from them. I mean, we are talking about legends that have assimilated a lot of qualities from one of the greatest teachers that the Carnatic industry has seen. And not only just in the technicalities and all that, but there is so much moral character that you can look for a guru in these days. I think I'm very humbled by the fact that they even accepted us as their disciples, and we are obligated and feel inspired to see their contribution to the Carnatic industry through all their compositions. And I feel like where Tyagaraja mentions "Ye naati nomu falamo, ye dana valamo," so I feel like that. So thank you for teaching us, Guru Garu.
That's so wonderful to hear, especially you both from all three of you, not even residing in India. So you're all so blessed to learn from him, have a Gurukula Vasam, stay with the Guru and be with him and see him through the day, how he, what he does and everything, and learn from him. It's absolutely a blessing for all of you.
And one additional thing I want to add is, our Guru Garu he didn't just teach us the music. He showed, just like what Tyagaraja said, Sangeeta Jnanamu, without bhakti, there is no Sanmargam. And I think for us, our Guru is not just a teacher who teaches us music. He showed us the path towards how the music can heal us and how this music can really show us the grace of God. And I think that to me, that is the most important thing. And the time we spent with him, we've not just amassed music, we've amassed the culture. Like, he gave us our culture back in our lives. And I'm very proud to say that. I've met so many musicians, but I think these are one of a kind. Like, they do their nista and everything that they do it to the the expectation of their gurus. And so I don't have to speak much to it, but they brought a practice in our life, which is just not just music. It's truly enjoying the music and appreciating the lyrics. So thank you, Guru Garu, for bringing that spirituality in our life.
That's so wonderful. Thank you. All three of you for joining us today and giving a pleasant surprise for your Guru.
Thank you very
Sridevi Garu, you want to go with the...
Actually, they answered, probably. Yeah. Actually, all three of them, they answered our next question about the Gurukula style of learning and how effective one can learn from Ravikumar sir. And then I go to the next question. This is about the light music or ghazal. Kumar Garu, you're really exceptional and a top-rated light musician also. I mean, light music singer also. Can you sing a good ghazal or anything, any light music for us?
As I told you, I was really influenced by father and his Guru Oleti Garu. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and they have introduced the ghazal singer Mehdi Hassan and one more other ghazal singer, Ghulam Ali. So we used to listen to a lot of their cassettes regularly. Though we present classical taste Carnatic music, or dil mein Hindustani hai.
You have that passion about
and liking, and we get relaxed only after listening ghazals. It's my opinion. The moment we start Dhanyasi and Ahiri or Bhairavi, that comes exactly like Bhairavi. But in the later part, our especially the musicians from our Guru Parampara, they know how to treat light music, light swarams. So a musician should learn how to sing a plain swaram, not only with gamakam and answaram. He himself should really appreciate the plain note. Otherwise, he can't enjoy all different type of music. I listen to Mexican music, I listen to Spanish, I listen to Western, Beethoven and Mozart. Whenever I visit US, in our car, whoever host is taking us, I constantly listen to the FM music, which continuously plays the Western music. So that was my fascination. And also, as you mentioned, I was given the top grade light music singer, I think Balamurali Garu and only me are the top grade light music singer from All India Radio Video. I have 3 top grades in the All India Radio. One is my solo Carnatic music, one is light music, and one is my brother. So, that was a sudden question and I'm not so prepared, but I'll try to do justice in that.
Yeah, whatever you like. No.
Okay. दिल की दुखाने के लिए रंजिशी सही दिल ही दुखाने के लिए सही फिर से मुझे छोड़ के जाने के लिए दिल ही दुखाने के लिए दिल ही दुखाने के मनसूने वो राधा मरल वेणु ओ राधा मरल वेणु ओ राधा मरल वेणु घनश्याम सखी घनश्याम सखी चंपगणमयी नद्योपराध घनश्याम सखी चंपगणमयी नद्योपराध मनसो राध मरल वेणु మందలోని మై మరచి మోరలేపి చూడ మందలోని మై మరచి మోరలేపి చూడ బృందావని బృందావని గడప గడప అందరూ కల్లుమనియాడ చుదుల రూపములు కాళీ తడువునందు చూడ సుందర గోపీ మండలమందు నిలచి పాడ సుందర గోపీ మండలమందు నిలచి మరలేను ఘనశ్యామ సఖీ చంపకనవి నద్యుబర
Excellent.
So, this was a song composed by Olati Garu and taught to us by our father, definitely. So, in this musical journey, I all seek blessings from all well-wishers, our good Rasikas, Parama Rasikas, good friends, other than our parents and Guru Kataksham. And also, I should mention that my wife also sings. She's a postgraduate in music. She has a great lineage. She learned music from Lalita Haripriya and Revati Ratnaswamy Garu. He was the illustrious student of Chittur Subramanian. So probably we have a responsibility of nurturing the good talents present all over the world. And as I mentioned, I keep teaching to selective students. I'm not that busy in teaching, but I select my students who really possess good knowledge, good taste, good fascinated to good tradition, talent, taste, and tradition. They show some interest in music, and certainly there to help them. Not for any film exposure or not for any other thing, because I am a strict classical, traditional torchbearer. So whatever our knowledge our gurus have they have transferred, it's my duty and responsibility to transfer my knowledge to interested and worthy students. So I keep on telling my students to keep up the tradition. I also insist them to write the notation and the recording so that this can be preserved to the coming generation. Some might reject to record the classes, but I definitely insist them to record. So may God bless all of us abundantly and come out of this pandemic situation and bring back the audience, bring back the music listeners, bring back the musicians to perform all over the world, to spread our Carnatic music. So these are my principles. Apart from these, teaching students, I took this as a very challenging and responsible thing. Apart from this, we have also started a trust, Samagana Lahari Cultural Trust, and my involvement to the trust, along with my brother, for the past 13 years, we are doing good service to promote Carnatic music bring great musicians all over from the South India, and we also organize lecture demonstrations. And recently, I have started notating Yadatha Ramayanam written by Adibhatla Narayana Dasu. So these kritis will very soon it will come to the public. And writing the notations along with my father. So our father is also contributing these tunes. So I'm utilizing the pandemic isolation in a musical way, spending in music way. So very happy to take part in this, and special thanks to uh, our friend who is organizing this. Vishwanath from Dallas and his team, because I know Vishwanath from our childhood. His family is very close to our family. His father, in fact, was a very good friend of our father. He used to write songs in holiday radio. That was how we were introduced. So I can't forget those golden days which we spent in Vijayawada. So out of my interest and his interest, the wavelength matched, and in the last year, 2019, when we were discussing in few sessions, I insisted him to start a new organization. I leave the name to you. You name whatever you want, but the organization should be dedicated for the good cause of music, for to safeguard the classical values, rich heritage and tradition, which we are actually supposed to carry forward to the coming generation. Because since he is also from a good music family, he has the motive of the same thing which I have, and that was how he was tuned by me to bring this organization. And let the glory will definitely will come very soon, not virtually, but physically. I'm very sure that we'll perform the concert for the banner.
Yeah, we are looking forward to it. Actually, thank you so much for sharing all this valuable information. It's amazing how your music journey was. And with that said, actually, can you just sing a classical song? We'll end the...
Certainly. What I can do is my responsibility to sing one Annamacharya Kriti, tuned by our Neyveli Garu, Guru Garu.
No.
In a brief way, I'll try to sing just one charana.
Yes, please.
Our day starting now, but your day is almost at the end now. That's why I don't want to waste your time.
No.
His favorite ragam was Kamas, right? So
yeah, Kamas.
I'll sing a Ragamalika which starts with Kamas.
Oh, okay. Amarangana.
Amarangana. Can I sing that?
Yeah, please.
Yes, please, whatever.
ఆడేను కరుడవాహము కనకరథముపై ఇరపుగ వీధుల ఏగేని కరుడవాహము కనకరథముపై ఇరపుగ వీధుల ఏగేని సురలును మునులు సురలును మునులు చౌపుగా గురు సురలును మునులు చౌపుగా గురు తెరలిచి తీసేరు తెరలిచి తీసేరు ఇలధరుడదివో యుధరథముపై కెలయుచు దిక్కులు గెలిచిని ఇలధరుడదివో యుధరథముపై కెలయుచు దిక్కులు గెలిచిని పలు శేషను బ్రహ్మ శివను చెలగి సేవకు శేషు ఆడేరు అలమేమగతో అటు శ్రీ వెంకట నిలయుడరదమున నెగడేని అలమేమగతో అటు శ్రీ వెంకట నిలయుడరదమున నెగడేని నలుగడముక్తులు నారదములు నలుగడముక్తులు నారదములు ఒలుపు నీరగడు పొగడెను ఆడేరు బ్రహ్మగుణదే పాడేరు
You made our day.
So we have to be judiciously present in a classical way and in a lighter way. That we have to develop. I think these qualities we get from our father and all our gurus, because they used to differentiate the light classical element and light element, the classical element, everything they taught. Probably with those words and with that kriti, we can probably conclude the interview.
Yes.
Very good, and we're nice to get this opportunity of spending some time musically. Looking forward to meet you in person very soon.
Yes, we are looking forward for your concert in person here in Dallas, and it was so wonderful. I can't believe more. This one has been going on for more than close to 2 hours now. The time flew away fast, and we have a feeling of having heard your full concert, starting from Malahari, Panchamatanga, and there were some manojams. You were giving some examples of Alapana, Kalpana Swarams, and so many useful information. Yes, and ended with a semi-classical Lalita Sangeetam and finally a Ragamalika, beautiful Ragamalika by Annamacharya. It was so beautiful, and we are so fortunate to hear you live. And hear.
The questions also made me very interesting. You have done a good job, and you have tried to put apt questions for a musician like me.
Thank you.
So I wish you all success, Sridevi, and also Ramalakshmi Krishna Garu. And special thanks to our beloved brother Vishwanath, the main pillar of the Indian Octaves.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
And also, I should bless our students. I think, are they still there? Very good.
Yes, Guru.
Thanks for your good words. Whatever words you told, I truly dedicate to our Gurus and to the Almighty. And I wish you all success in your future endeavors. Best blessings to Krishna and Vishnu and Sudarshan and all the students also. All the best to everyone. Stay safe. Be safe. You will be safe when you are more musically. Spend music time a lot, and that will take you in a peaceful way.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining us.
Right.
Namaste. Right.